Hello friends, welcome to Diploma Geeks. In this video, let us discuss the modern physics chapter thoroughly and let us look at different and interesting concepts that are related to ECET level, and not only ECET level, it could be applicable at the level of for your diploma examination also. Let us start with the first some of the important definitions and important terms that are related to the modern physics. The first thing is what is mean by thermionic emission. So thermionic emission in the sense it is a liberation of electrons from a metal by virtue of its temperature. So when a light ray falls, when a light ray falls on a metal, so its temperature will be raised up. Due to this raise in temperature, the electrons within the metal will be ejected from the metal. So this is called as liberation of electrons from the metal due to the rise in temperature in the metal. So this action is called as thermionic emission, and this phenomenon in which the electrons are liberated from the surface of metal when it is observed light is called as photoelectric emission. So this emission is called as photoelectric emission, and the photoelectric emission is depends on the frequency of light and the intensity of light. So the photoelectric emission basically depends upon two different things that includes, so these are the two different major factors that determine the photoelectric effect, which depends on the light, frequency of light, and the intensity of light. The intensity of light in the sense the number of photons in beam of light. That is that the intensity of light affects it affects that number of electrons, whereas the frequency of light affects that kinetic energy of the emitted electrons. So when the electrons, so when a light ray falls on the metallic plate, so due to rising temperature, the electron should move away from, so it should be emitted away from the metal. So this happens due to because of the kinetic energy that is liberated in the electrons and the raise in temperature, and this happens because of a energy, that is the energy of the light energy, that is called photon. Each particle of light is called as a photon, and we can say that the energy of a single photon is given by E is equals to hv, which is the h is Planck's constant, which is 6.02 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second, and V is the frequency of electromagnetic radiation. So this is how the energy of a photon will be given, and this value will be nearly about 10 to the power of minus 19 joules. So that is how the each particle of light that is called as a photon energy will be determined, and this value state that how the photoelectric effect and photoelectric emission takes place. So this energy determines the photoelectric emission. Now let us see what is mean by work function. The work function in the sense, the work function in the sense the work function in the sense it is the minimum amount of thermodynamic work or the energy that is required to liberate the electrons from the metal. So this is the energy required to liberate one electron from a metal surface with the absence of kinetic energy is called as a work function. And if you look at that, as the photoelectric effect is explained by Einstein, since the photoelectric effect is explained by Einstein, so he explained in two different ways. According to Einstein, this energy of photon is used in two different ways. So according to Einstein, the energy of, so the energy is used in two different ways. That is the photoelectric work function, which states that is the threshold energy by radiation or to make electrons free from the metal surface. So that is the one way. So this energy can be explained in two different ways, that is the photoelectric work function one is photoelectric work function and the other one is The other part is used to create the kinetic energy. So to make the electrons liberate from the metal, it should have some kinetic energy, that is half mv square. And this half mv square kinetic energy is used by the electrons to liberate from the metal. So that is how, according to Einstein, the energy of photon is used in these two different ways. That is a photoelectric work function, which states that it is the threshold energy required by the radiation or to make the electrons free from the metal surface, and which is also denoted by W naught. The photoelectric work function is denoted by W naught, and the second part of the energy is used to create the kinetic energy, which makes that to make the electrons liberate from the metal, which is half mv square. So in this way the energy is used. So as we seen that, which is the energy of photon, which is hv is equals to 10 to the power of minus 19 joules. And in the same way, if you look at that, this other part of energy, which is second part of energy, will be given as hv is equals to w naught plus half mv square. So the second part of energy, which is the half mv square, to create the electrons to liberate from the metal, that kinetic energy is given by the energy of the photon will be equals to w naught plus half mv square. It is the second part of the energy. And when this equation will be called as this equation will be called as Einstein photoelectric equation. So this equation is Einstein photoelectric equation. And let us see, when the energy of photon can only liberate the electrons from metal, but it will not create the kinetic energy of so that means the kinetic energy of the photon electron will be 0. At that time, what will happen? This hv will be equals to omega naught. It means there will be no kinetic energy in the photoelectric emission. So that means there will be no kinetic energy. At that time, hv will be equals to omega naught. And at this time, when there is the absence of kinetic energy, this hv will become hv naught equals to omega naught, w naught. That means the energy of the photon can liberate only the electrons from the metal. That means in sense there will be no kinetic energy. So at that time, the hv naught will become equals to w naught, where this v naught is the threshold frequency. So this frequency is called as threshold frequency. Now let us know what is meant by threshold frequency and threshold wavelength and the condition for the photoelectric effect. Now let us know what is meant by threshold frequency and the threshold wavelengths, which are also one of the major factors of this emission. So the threshold frequency, in the sense, it is the minimum frequency. So the threshold frequency can also be written as alpha naught, or we can also written it as v naught. As we seen before, it can also be written as v naught or alpha naught. It is the minimum frequency of the incident radiation, or the minimum frequency of the light at which the photoelectrons will emit from the surface of metal. So it is the frequency which determines, so when it is the minimum frequency of light at which the photoelectrons can emit from the surface. So when the light ray falls on the metal at the minimum frequency, when the electrons will emit from the surface of the metal, that frequency is called as the threshold frequency, which is denoted by v naught or alpha naught. So that is the threshold frequency. And if the photon frequency is less than threshold frequency, we need to remember that if the photon frequency, which is the photon frequency is the frequency of the light, if this photon frequency is less than the frequency of threshold frequency, so what happens? If the photon frequency is less than the of threshold frequency that is required for photoelectric emission, then there will be no electrons emitted from the metal surface, because the threshold frequency is what required for the metal to make the electrons emitted from the metal surface. And the photon frequency is that which is the frequency of the light. So we need to attain the frequency of the threshold frequency to make the electrons emitted from the metal surface. So at this condition, the photon frequency should be greater than threshold frequency to make the electrons emitted from the metal surface. That is what threshold frequency. Let us know what is meant by threshold wavelength. Threshold wavelength in the sense it is maximum wavelength. So maximum wavelength in the sense that the incident radiation mostly have, so the photoelectric effect takes place. So when this light ray falls on the metal surface, the maximum wavelength of this light is that threshold wavelength. So the maximum wavelength will determine the photoelectric effect. There will be photoelectric emission because of the maximum wavelength of the light ray. So these are the two conditions which will involve in the photoelectric emission. And there is another important condition which makes the photoelectric emission successful, that is the condition of photoelectric emission. So the condition of photoelectric effect is, as we see in that, we actually observed that since the photo frequency should be greater than that of the threshold frequency that is required, at that time itself the photoelectric emission will take place. At that time itself it can be possible to emit the electrons from the metal surface. So that in the sense the condition will be the energy of photon must be greater than that of energy of electron. So at this condition only, when the energy of photon is greater than that of the energy of electrons which are present in the metal, at that time the energy will be raised within the electrons to liberate from the metal surface. So this is the condition to make the photoelectric effect. And now let us see what is meant by stopping potential and furthermore different concepts. Now let us know what is meant by stopping potential or the stopping voltage. The stopping voltage in the sense it is the voltage difference required to stop the electrons from the moving plate or the metal and creates a current in the photoelectric experiment. So when the light ray falls on the metal, the electrons will try to emit from the surface of the metal, and at this condition the voltage difference that required to stop these electrons from the moving, so which are moving away from the plate, which are emitted from the plate and creates a current in this photoelectric experiment, is called as the stopping potential or stopping voltage. And this can be given as by a equation, the stopping voltage. So it makes that the charge of electron, which is Q into the stopping potential. So when at this condition the kinetic energy will be maximum. That determines, so as we seen before, the kinetic energy is equals to half mv square. So kinetic energy is equals to half mv square, and as per the stopping potential, the kinetic energy maximum is equals to charge of electron into stopping potential. So what will takes place? So the kinetic energy maximum will be equals to the stopping potential into reciprocal of work function. So the charge of Coulomb will be written as 1 by work function. This is how the equation will be attained. So the kinetic energy will be equals to the stopping potential into 1 by work function. So hope you understand, the stopping potential is the voltage difference that required to stop the electrons from the moving plate. So when the electrons will move from the plate and it will create so to stop these electrons moving away from the plate and creates a current in the photoelectric experiment is called as the stopping potential. Now let us see the Einstein equation of photoelectric field. And if you look at the Einstein photoelectric field, so as we know, according to the photoelectric field, we seen that the kinetic energy maximum is equals to, will be given as half mv square. And when this kinetic energy is given as half mv square, it can also be written as hv minus w. So how this obtained means, so from the basic equation, that is hv equals to w naught plus half mv square, we found that this w is the work function. So it is a work function which will be equals to w naught is equals to hv naught. So this is the condition, and this happens when the energy of the photon can only liberate the electrons from the metal. So at that particular time the hv will be the half mv square can be written as hv minus w, and we can replace this as hv minus hv naught. So since the w is equals to hv naught, it can also be written as hv naught. From this we can say that the kinetic energy maximum will be equals to h into v minus v naught. So this is the formula that determines the Einstein photoelectric field, which is the kinetic energy will be equals to h into v minus v naught. So if we note that the incident light ray frequency will be, so from this we can say that as the incident light ray increases, so when incident light ray frequency will be increases, what happens is the kinetic energy of this photoelectric emission also increases. By this equation we can say that when the incident light ray frequency increases, the kinetic energy of the photoelectric emission will also increases. Now let us know different types of photoelectric cells. Based upon the photoelectric emission, the cells will be classified into three different types of cells. That includes the photoemissive cell, photovoltaic cell, and photoconductive cell. These are the three different types of cells that will be exist, and let us see the different configuration of three different types of cell. The photoemissive cell, this type of cell can be used in types of, it is a filled glass cell. So it is a filled gas, it can be exist in two different forms, that is a filled gas and vacuum tube. So the purpose of this cell is, this type of cell consists of one cathode in the form of semi-cylinder plate coated with some photosensitive material. Like this photosensitive material will be exist as the sodium potassium, and this sodium potassium, or it can also be cesium, or there will be some other materials like alkali metals. And when, what is the purpose of this metal, this photoemissive cell is, this cell makes the movement of electrons from cathode to anode. So and from the movement of the electrons from cathode to anode, and creates the source of television and cinematography, and it can also give current without any external source. This is the purpose of the photoemissive cell. It can be used in creating of the current without any external source, and it can also makes the movement of electrons from the cathode to anode. So when light ray falls on this photoemissive cell, the electrons move from cathode to anode and creates the source of television, or we can use it as cinematography. So this is how the photoemissive cell will be used. So it will be exist in two different forms, there is a filled gas and vacuum tube format also it can be used. Next, what is meant by photovoltaic cell? So we can say that it is a basically photovoltaic cell is a made up of semiconductor material that absorb the light of the photon, so that absorb the photons emitted by sun. So this we can say that it is a cell used in the purpose of solar system. So this can be used this for the solar, it will generate the flow of electrons when this photon, so this photovoltaic cell will be found, as a solar circuit when these photons strike from the sun. So when the photons of the light of the sun strike the semiconducting material, like as we seen in the emissive cell, here also it will be used as silicon, and it releases the electrons from its atoms. So when the light ray strikes on this silicon material, it will release the electrons from its atom, and this is also called as, this photovoltaic cell is also called as solar photovoltaic cell. So we can say that this solar voltaic cell generates the electricity by absorbing the sunlight, and by using the light energy to create the electrical current is called as a photovoltaic cell. And there will be many photovoltaic cells within a single solar panel. So because of the many different types of photovoltaic cell, the electricity will be generated by the source of sun rays. So that is how the electricity will be generated in the solar circuit and the solar plants. Now let us see what is meant by a photoconductive cell. The photoconductive cells, it is the type of cell that use a two-terminal. So this type of cell will use two-terminal semiconductor. So this will use the two-terminal. So why it uses the two-terminal semiconductor means in which it alerts the resistance of electrical current. So alerts the resistance of the electrical circuit with two terminals based on this relation, on what amount of light is hitting the cell. So if we observe that, so it consists of two terminal, means so when the light ray falls on the cell, because of the two terminal, the variance in the emission of electrons creates some sense of difference. So what difference will be occurred in the devices will be determined by photoconductive cell. That means since the cells determines the variance of incident light, that is the photoconductive cells are also called as the photoresistive devices. So this is how photoconductive cells are used, and as we seen that this creates the variance in the incident light ray that is observed by the sun, and this can be used in fire alarms. So it creates the variance. So when there will be rise in fire near some area at the fire alarms, it creates the alarm sound. So due to the change in the temperature or something, and it can also be used in street lights, or we can also say that atomic switches lights. So that is how when the light ray will be exhausted, it means when the evening will occur, the street lights will be automatically on because of this photoconductive cells. And it can also be used in clock radius also it can be used. By this we can say that the photoconductive cells features a lens. So this all features happens because of a lens. So this lens will create, so this lens on their top of the surface, so it will have a lens over the top of the surface of the material, which makes the light to be concentrated where it need to be concentrated. So this concentration of light to where it need to be concentrated makes these devices like fire alarms, street lights and clock radios will be activated because of this variance of light. So that is how the different types of photoelectric cells will be classified. Now let us see another important